Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. This is the weekend update, the update for Friday, and that was how many days ago? 3 days. So January the 7th was the Friday, and we'll just look at what happened from the Friday. At the top of this presentation, we're going to look at DWAC, which is down, I think, around 10% on the Friday. Over 10% at $53. So looks like that social media of the former president is going to be going forward. And support for this looks like 45, and I was right. It does appear to be 45. And resistance, it's hard to say because when we looked at this earlier, it was at 94, so maybe it is 94 as resistance. It was as high as 175 though. So this could hit triple digits once that social media platform not just launches, but when they see if it goes well, then we can see the stock really take off. And let's look at the news report regarding this stock DWAC. It says here, Trump-linked stocks rally with Truth social app debut on the horizon. So this is from Thursday. It says it's sizzling again. The SPAC set to take the media company public, rallies on Truth social update. So the blank check company to bring Trump's media company public rallied, along with other stocks tied to the former president after news his social media app is close to making its debut. It's expected to be available starting February 21st. So that could be an interesting date for this stock in regards to DWAC. Probably want to pick up some shares, maybe one or two, I don't know, depending on how much you can afford, because it is a bit pricey at that price point of what it is now, about $40, $50 per share. And it's set to merge with the TMT group, and that could hit triple digits. I wouldn't be surprised if it did again, but then it might most likely be shorted as well. So it's going to be interesting, and they will be available on the Apple App Store and probably other platforms as well, but we'll see. So that's DWAC. Next is IRNT. This one has been rather disappointing. I'm not going to mince my words. This was as high as $47 last year. It did dip to a level to 20, I think. It went down to 25, and then it went all the way down to 12. Went down to below 10, and then it surged a little bit to 16, went down to 12. That's when I bought it, and then ever since then it's been on a downward spiral. Went down below 7, went down below 4, and here we are below 5, and now below 4. And 352 is the 52-week range, and we are currently, that's where we are. We're in those down in the depths. Is this going to recover? I believe it may, but I really don't know. This could have just been a pump and dump. But knowing those who had the company and their credentials, this could be a good stock. But we'll see. Time will tell. That's really the proof needs to be in the pudding, so to speak. So this is the news regarding IRNT. It says, Trade Alert, the independent director of IRNT, John Keane, has just spent $106,000 buying 10% more shares. So investors who take an interest in IRNT, such as myself, should definitely note that the independent director, John Keane, recently paid $4 per share to buy $106K worth of the stock. So that seems to me to be the support level, $4 and under, $4.24 and under. That's a very solid buy in our book, and increased their holding by a noteworthy 10%. In fact, the recent purchase by John Keane was the biggest purchase of IRNT shares made by an insider individual in the last 12 months. So this could be an inflection point. We could see the stock begin to surge again from this point on. That means that even when the share price was higher than $3.61, an insider wanted to purchase shares. Their view may have changed since then, but at least it shows that they felt optimistic at the time. In our view, the price an insider pays for shares is very important. It is encouraging to see an insider paid above the current price for shares, as it suggests they saw value even at higher levels. The only individual insider to buy over the last year was John Keane. The chart below shows insider transactions over the last year. Okay, does IRNT boast high insider ownership? That's a good question. Insiders own 24% of IRNT shares, worth about $74 million US dollars. This level of insider ownership is good, but just short of being particularly stand out. What might the insider transactions at IRNT tell us? The company did not make a profit over the last 12 months, which makes us cautious. Insiders likely see value in IRNT shares given these transactions. So the insider transactions can help us build a thesis or maybe a hypothesis about the stock, a theory, but it's also worthwhile knowing the risks facing this company. For instance, we've identified 4 warning signs that you should be aware of. Okay, let's open that up too. But note, IRNT may not be the best stock to buy. Okay, so this is from Yahoo. That's their advice. So that's interesting. It seemed a little bit of FUD. It seems like a little bit of FUD to me. But what do they say here? The rewards are revenue is forecast to grow 38.95% per year, but so far they have not reported anything close to that. What they did report was revenue did grow by 2.6% over the past year. So yeah, it's not looking so good. The risk analysis, here's 4 points here. It has less than 1 year of cash runway. So it seems they are not in debt. They are highly volatile. Okay, what is this? Why are they giving me a... Okay. Well, anyway, you saw what it is. I couldn't read it all, but you might have to just pause the video and see what that is. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't read the whole thing. Okay, I was not quick enough. Next is Meta Materials, and I got a notification on the Friday saying the stock dropped below 250 because that was one of my entry points, and it was trading between 237 to 254. And it finished off at 243. So this is an incredible price for a very good stock. And again, among the 3 of these stocks that this channel really favors, IRNT, Meta Materials, and Clover. Meta Materials, in my opinion, is the best one. It has the most promise and the most competent people on its board of directors and just spearheading, leading the charge. Okay, so Clover Health. Speaking of Clover, they're the next stock we're going to look at. This was also down. Seems everything is down in terms of my portfolio for some reason. And that was down to 316. Days range 313 to 338. So this, similar to IRNT, also reached a 52-week low. So these are dark days right now for all 3 of these stocks, to be honest. And I think things will change in the next 12 months for all of them, but especially Meta Materials, and then secondly Clover and perhaps IRNT, but we will see because they haven't really proven themselves historically. Okay, we have 3 more to look at. AUVI, I just wanted to take a quick look at this and see what's going on here because this dropped 9% to 215, and this reached its 52-week high as well. So pretty much all these stocks, these trending stocks, are towards their 52-week low, which means these are at an incredible discount. And if you look at the 6-month chart, yeah, it is definitely on the low end. Will this go back to $10? Will this go back to $20? I don't know. It might go at least 6 or 7, but time will tell with AUVI. I applied UV. I'm not sure how good this company is, how competent they are, how promising their products are. So that's why I am very cautious with that one. I will not recommend that to be a buy. GameStop, on the other hand, I do recommend this as a strong buy, even at this price, but preferably I'll wait for 120, 130. It did go down to 132 on the Friday. It was trading at 160 at the high. But things are looking good for GameStop. If we look at the last week, yeah, they are overall towards the middle. Whereas they started the week at 157, they dropped down to 126, and they're right in between that point at the end of the trading week of last week. And AMC, I'm actually a little more positive for AMC now, and I'll tell you why shortly. So they were trading between $22 to $24, so not much of a wide gap there. Volume was good. It was excellent. It was above the average. And they finished the week on a plus, or at least Friday on a plus. And looking at their week, they were maybe towards the low rather than the high of 27. And I'm positive for AMC because recently, if you look at the box office news, if you track those numbers, a movie called Spider-Man Part 3, or No Way Home, I think it's called, they surpassed Titanic as the highest grossing, one of the highest grossing movies of all time. I think over 600 something million. And they're number 6 on the all-time box office list. And this is in the middle of a pandemic where they predicted that attendance at movies would be lower, that the box office numbers would not be so big, even for a movie like Spider-Man. And they were wrong. So I am more bullish now for AMC because Spider-Man has proved that AMC can remain not just in business, but see a resurgence of business, even to the levels not seen since pre-2020, when movies were making over $1 billion, and Spider-Man already made over $1 billion in the first 12 days. So this is only going to help AMC's stock and their business to flourish, and I think you're going to see a turnaround for the stock depending on what movies come out. But Spider-Man is a really good indicator that things are going to get better soon. So we could see the stock go right back to 50 maybe, or even 60, but we'll see. I mean, it is being shorted severely. And that's all I wanted to present to you today, just a stock market update. We'll do the news tomorrow on Monday after the trading session. So thank you very much, everyone, for your support. May God bless you all, and God bless your investments.